Hey everyone, welcome to another episode with the Uncanny JMen, where we are discussing She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This time, episode 7 out of 9, so we're almost to the finish line. As always, there will be spoilers for She-Hulk, the episodes 1 through 7, so you have been warned. So let's kick it off. What do you think, JADe?
Yeah. I mean, they started off with this little kind of like love montage. And as we discussed last time, come on, everyone's suspicious of Josh. There's no way they were gonna set him up as actually a love interest, being like all happy, good things. My note literally just says suspicious. Like, felt like that whole thing was just like, no, they're setting it up. They're setting it up.
Yeah, we talked last week quite a bit about we don't trust Josh, and maybe our prediction from the last guy was going to come true here. Well, we kind of nailed that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
not as trustworthy as we would have liked.
yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, he seemed like he was trying a bit too hard, but he did seem like a nice guy. And some guys just do try too hard. But this one, yeah, did have ulterior motives.
And he's got the blood.
He does. Yep.
So, I mean, I'm not sure if he is or isn't part of the Wrecking Crew. The fact that, like, if that is his real name, if he went by his real name, Josh, which he may have, if at the retreat, Wrecker, the guy who was part of the Wrecking Crew that was there, didn't mention the name at all, but he also was acting a little weird because he kept on making her stop talking about it. I don't know if you noticed, but every time they're like, maybe he's trying to get your blood, and he was like, no, don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Or we should all go kill him. He's like, let's calm down, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about Wrecker quite yet. It could be that the Wrecking Crew as a group served their purpose. The show wanted them to be hired to try and get the blood in the first place, and then their role as a group is done, and so the show moved on from them. It could be that he is there to be a source of information for her to find the real bad guys later on. So I don't know. It could be that he's still working for Josh and Hulk King, or it could be that they just really like that one scene with the Wrecking Crew attacking her. They put it in, and they really didn't need the Wrecking Crew anymore.
Very
2 episodes to find out.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I was looking up some of the casting list, and they do have we were thinking like there was one of the Wrecking Crew that was masked, Thunderball.
Yes.
But in the credits they have Josh and Thunderball as separate people, different actors. So maybe he's not, but he could also be still a part of that whole thing. Not necessarily a part of the Wrecking Crew, but a part of the overall scheme. I mean, they all were, but is the Wrecking Crew still a part of it? Probably not at this point.
Yeah. As a group, I doubt it.
Yeah. But a whole bunch of other characters in this episode. No one like of high importance. I mean, besides Emil Blonsky, Abomination. They keep doing him such justice in this show. Such a good character.
Yeah, so far they're sticking to his trying to go straight act or existence now, whichever one it ends up being. He's sticking to it. And he had a lot of opportunities in this episode to take advantage of situations and didn't. He seemed like he was genuinely helping people, which is fantastic. So I'm happy that they're going that direction with that character. I didn't really think they were going to stick with it, but so far they have.
And can I just say, the whole premise of to get She-Hulk to Emil Blonsky's retreat, it's the name of the episode, retreat. His inhibitor going down makes sense, but also like the fact that it's still not that long that he's been at a retreat, been out of jail, and they can't mobilize a task force for his inhibitor malfunctioning. You'd feel like they would be like, drop of a hat, there's a team ready to go.
Yeah.
It's not that long out of out of jail.
He's a major threat should he decide to turn again. And if he's going to do it, early on is when he's more likely to do it. So yeah, I completely agree. But they needed a way to get her there, and they did.
I also loved Abomastay. I'm trying. It's not mistake using abomination. Abomastay. Yeah.
Yeah. On the poster in the background. Yeah, that was great.
I did.
I all those inspirational posters that he had up all around.
I enjoyed them. It's just a little fun bits.
Yeah, Marvel does not skimp on the backgrounds.
And we got our second mutant character, third mutant character. I don't know. They're starting to rack it up. El Gila is actually a mutant in the comics. They didn't say that in the show or anything like that. It's just a little. These are not main characters in any way. The vampire, Sarah Sen, which maybe foreshadowing with Blade coming out in a year or two.
Yeah. Yeah, and on that note, with all these people with powers showing up as a group now, if you haven't seen it, I released a video this past Monday about introducing the idea that She-Hulk, Marvel is using She-Hulk, and She-Hulk is, through Marvel, slowly introducing the X-Men and mutants to this universe. And whether it's part of a specific plan or just this is the way the universe is moving, and so they're moving this way through She-Hulk. Whichever way it is, they're clearly moving us towards the acceptance of people with powers without a backstory. And you can click the link up here to to see the full video. But I feel like this episode extended upon that. I talk about the progression of the characters we've seen. Well, now we see all group. And so now it's no longer just individuals with powers that we're seeing and being introduced to. Now we're specifically seeing groups of mutants or groups of people with powers coming together, wanting to learn how to control it, learn how to use their abilities, learn how to coexist in the world. And if that's not leading towards an X-Men type theme, I don't know what is.
And I mean, She-Hulk herself even said, we're not here for the backstories. she like cut their backstories off, being like, that's not important. We're not doing that. Yeah. So right in line with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Then we had Manbull and Porcupine. Just not important characters. I'm gonna say it. These are not important characters.
None of them really are, but I feel like they're all gonna show up later.
I think they're fun.
She's gonna need a team, and they're gonna show up. Whether it's for fighting or for support, like moral support or like background text support or something, I don't know. But I am certain we are going to see these guys again.
Well, we know that she won't be able to do any texting with them. So it's not like it'll just be like a message thread or chatting or calling, because there's no signal at the retreat.
Yeah. I wonder if that website's gonna, I don't know, if there's something gonna be involved with that. If the website puts out some information and I don't know, somehow gets the world on their side, but these guys, since they have not had any interactions with technology, are immune to it. I am pulling stuff completely out of the air now. I don't think they'll go that route, but it would be an interesting way for them to go.
2 episodes left.
That's
too much to do in 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, that would be more than they've done in the 7 episodes thus far. So that is a good point.
But I mean, I'm just gonna talk about I want to say elephant in the room, because we've now talked about this twice in a row, 2 episodes in a row. Leader, do we still feel like Leader's coming?
He definitely can. Yeah, he's still my leading candidate. I'm sticking with it. I feel like, I mean, who would call themselves Hulk King? Unless they themselves were a Hulk or feel like they are the expert on Hulks. So to me, that name can also be a pseudonym for Mr. Blue, for Leader. Hulk King, because he's one of the very few people alive today who has actually studied a Hulk and studied specifically Hulk blood.
Yep.
So I don't know who could try and claim the name Hulk King, except for him. Or Hulk himself, because
He's
for like Planet Hulk type of situation.
Maestro. Are they going to introduce Maestro this way? I mean, yeah, it's a stretch. That's a stretch. But we want to talk about a Hulk that ruled over a planet.
Mm.
And we have Hulk going off world. Maybe there's going to be more of a Hulk Maestro thing on that side. Not this show. If that's going to happen, that's going to be in a World War Hulk movie or whatever is coming for him.
Yeah, I feel like the show hasn't been building up a villain other than the ones we've seen, which all feel minor. They built up the Wrecking Crew a little bit, like they were in there. Titania, she's not the Hulk King. Like all that we've seen have been minor characters. So at this point, if they revealed Maestro or something big like that, I feel like the impact would be negligible because most people would be like, okay, fine. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? Why is he here?
Yeah, I mean, the hope is that She-Hulk isn't solely there as an introduction to the big bad in another movie. That's not hers. It's just, I mean, even if they're going to do like a Young Avengers, and this was the main villain for Young Avengers, and she's in Young Avengers, fine. But if it's, I mean, as they've already kind of confirmed, if it ends up being the leader, and they've confirmed the leader is going to be in New World Order, the next Captain America movie, if that is just introducing leader for him to be in that, and she's not in that, which unconfirmed rumors, heavy grain of salt about maybe She-Hulk is in New World Order, that would certainly confirm that leader is in both. If she follows through to that, that would make so much sense. But if they introduce leader here, and we know that leader is going to be in New World Order, She-Hulk better be in New World Order.
Yeah, though I will say, quick warning, spoilers for Loki coming up in 3, 2, 1. In Loki, they introduce He Who Remains, who is King the Conqueror. And we know King the Conqueror is coming up in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So they did this before to great effect.
True.
So
they built
spoilers over.
They built that up a lot more, though.
That is true. They definitely did.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of different characters. The malfunctioning inhibitor without Emil actually turning into Abomination. The Wrecking Crew. I mean, there's a lot of little bits that made up this episode. The fact that we, like, through all of this goofy silliness that was the episode, we did have a really big heartfelt moment with Jen kind of explaining about how she actually feels inside, and coming to grips with being a She-Hulk, and that she's just afraid that people don't actually like her, that they only like She-Hulk. But like how she kind of played into that a little bit for the wedding. And I mean, it's what we've been seeing, and it feels like that's actually the main story. But we're now at the point where it's almost like that story is coming almost to fruition, almost done, and the other plots can now continue.
Yeah, I do feel like we're 7/9 of the way through that storyline of her coming to accept She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And getting a merging of the two existences. Being able to accept that she can be Jennifer Walters and she can be She-Hulk. It's not cheating. It's not like trying to trick people. This is both her now. And it is okay for it to both be her. So, yeah, I did like that scene of her being able to have that group to confide in, to talk to, and to grow in the process.
Yeah. Honestly, this episode went very fast.
It did.
I mean, the episodes are only 30 minutes, but
it was 35. Yeah. Although that's with the credits, so yeah. I will say, so one other thing. Do you think Emil Blonsky, his inhibitor, actually malfunctioned due to an electrical fence? Or do you think he wanted to transform?
I think it was a actual electrical fence.
Okay.
I don't think he wanted to transform.
All right. I feel like he is still hiding something. Like, they introduced him earlier and he said about his plans, and it's like, okay, do we trust him or not? And then this episode came along and they showed his plans have come to fruition. He really opened this retreat and is genuinely helping people. And he's doing a great job at it. And like, it seems like that carries over into his interactions even with Jen. He no longer views her as the lawyer who's going to get him out. It's, okay, now we're both out. Can I help you? And I really feel like he was genuinely trying to help her and genuinely succeeded. I still think there's something else hidden behind, like underneath the surface. That, and it could be something as simple as he feels like Abomination is part of him and he needs to let that side of him out every now and then. Could be something as simple as that. It could be that this retreat is a little bit of a cover for him trying to make like a vigilante group to go out and help. And so they're not in this thing, they're not just learning to exist in the world, but they're learning to exist as a team that can trust each other. I don't know. I feel like there's something else there. An inhibitor chip just happening to break due to an electrical fence. It just felt too convenient for me.
I feel like that's the show so far, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of too convenient for me moments.
That is fair. This whole episode was too convenient. Yeah, we can't mobilize a task force. Jen, can you come? Oh, now that you're here, I'm going to take off. Oh, you're about to leave. Well, now we're going to have someone smash into your car and total it. Oh, there's no cell service. You can't call for help. Oh, you're wandering through the woods. You just happen to have signal in this one room. Yeah, series of coincidences, even just in this one episode. But still, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I feel like Blonsky's bad. I've come around on the decision that yes, I truly think he is trying to do good now in this world. I don't think he's a villain anymore. But do I think he's 100% trustworthy? I still have some misgivings there. I still think we need to keep an eye on
him. Okay, yeah. I mean, I would love to see more Abomination.
Yeah, me too.
I think we've actually gone through all of my notes. I didn't have a whole lot to have to talk about this episode.
Yeah.
Really, I think the lack of things is what I want to talk about. So I guess still haven't seen Daredevil. He's supposed to show up at some point.
Yep.
We have not seen her wear her fight superhero outfit. We know that's supposed to show up at some point this season. Got 2 episodes left.
Yeah. We need to see the big bad. We need to see the super suit. We need to see Daredevil. And they're half-hour episodes.
We have 1 hour of content left. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to end this. I don't think they can introduce a big bad and have her defeat him unless it was Titania again.
Yeah.
And Titania uses the Hulk blood. That's all I can think of. That would be mostly satisfying.
Yeah.
Because Titania's got her butt whooped every single time. So like her coming back with Hulk bloodified, stronger, her starts kicking She-Hulk's butt instead. That would make more sense. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, it definitely could. I feel like I don't think she's going to be the big bad, but she might be the big fight.
Right. Yeah.
Could be with the Hulk, but she definitely needs an upgrade. And they have been leading in a direction that would make sense. Titania keeps losing. Her doing something drastic to try and gain the upper hand would totally make sense. So it could be that we are introduced to Leader in the background, but he supplies Titania with the blood to gain that upgrade to have a chance. I don't know.
Or way left field guess, we're going to get introduced to Amadeus Cho in the last episode. He's going to have a vial of blood that he steals from the lab, or he's working as an intern at the lab, doesn't realize they're bad guys, steals the vial and becomes the Amazing Hulk or the Incredible Hulk. No, the Amazing Hulk. Wait, which one is he's Braun? He goes by a bunch of names. Like he's another Hulk. Amadeus Cho. At this point, you never know what's going to happen.
Maybe the end credit scene.
End credit scene.
If they bring those back.
I know.
They didn't use them up in the first 4 episodes.
4 episodes, then nothing after that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I've got to cover too. So this could be a little shorter of an episode. But overall, what do you think, JADe? What do you think of this episode?
I don't know if I'm getting more used to the She-Hulk format, or if they are getting better. I don't think it's as good as last episode, but it's probably maybe my second favorite episode. Even though not a whole lot happened, more hit for me than missed. It could just be because Emil Blonsky's in it again. Like I really do. I'm enjoying his character. But no, I mean, I think it was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was excellent, but it was pretty good.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth for how I feel. I also feel like this was the second best episode after last week's. Last week's was my favorite so far, and this was second and closer to that one than to the previous. I did feel like this was an episode where we got to see progressions, we got to see growth. It advanced the character. Whether it advanced the story, I don't know, because I'm not sure what the story is.
A little bit, maybe.
Maybe. But it definitely advanced the character, and that is also important. So feeling that growth, feeling like we got something out of the episode, definitely was a benefit for me. So I do think this was one of the better episodes as well. So hopefully this is the show coming into its own for that final stretch run. I feel like the reliance on the little jokes wasn't as strong last episode, wasn't as strong this episode. And I think I like that. Still had them, but they weren't the focus. They were a part of it. So I agree. Basically, this is a long-winded way of saying I completely agree. I like this episode as well. Second favorite thus far after last week's.
So we've got 2 episodes left. If you guys want to factor talk to us, let us know. How much do you think they can fit in those 2 episodes? Do you think we're going to actually find out who the big bad is? Or at this rate, I don't think we're going to. But do you think it's Leader? Do you think it's someone else? Let us know. How do you feel about this episode as well? Because this could be your favorite episode. I have a feeling that every episode is someone's favorite out there, and we just haven't met them.
And we would love to meet you.
So
let us know.
Like, subscribe, so you can see we got 2 more of these coming out after the next 2 episodes, and we have theory videos every Monday.
And until next time, thanks for watching.